Next guest is a UC San Diego graduate. He then went on to get his PhD in ecology and evolution from UC Davis. It was somewhere in the research and the paper writing that Tim Lee decided, forget it. I want to be a stand-up comedian, and now he is. Tim, good morning.
Thanks for having me here.
Thanks so much for coming in. All right, I have to ask you, how does this happen to somebody where you're getting your PhD in ecology and evolution, which you'll have to explain to us even what that is, and now you're a full-time stand-up comedian?
Yeah, basically you make a chain of bad decisions and you end up being a comedian. That's how most people end up.
Okay, well, good to know.
Basically, I was at a point in my life where I just wasn't happy with what I was doing anymore. And so I decided to try something different. And I tried it just, you know, like other people might try kayaking or stand-up paddleboarding or something. I decided I'd try comedy. So I went to a laundromat in San Francisco. You
show up at a laundromat?
Yes, which sounds unusual, but it's actually the perfect place for an open mic because no one wants to listen to open mic comedians, and people at a laundromat have nothing else to do but listen.
Okay, well, set the stage for us, because were they having an open mic event at this laundromat, or you're just telling jokes to people folding laundry?
Oh, no, I wasn't that desperate.
Okay. I'm glad you clarified that.
I'm not that desperate. No, hopefully never will be. No, they had an open mic event there. It was called The Brainwash.
The Brainwash?
Yeah, it was called it was a cafe laundromat. They would have this open mic thing there. And so I went there and I told some jokes. And it worked out because I do clean jokes, so it was perfect for laundromat.
There you go. I like that. Okay, perfect. So in your shows, you incorporate a lot of your education. And I love that about what you do, because you're kind of educating people, but also like helping them understand what you know. Yeah,
my education is in there. I mean, I do different types of science humor. People normally think of, you know, something like a neutron breaks up with an electron. Electron says why, and the neutron says, I'm sorry, there's just no attraction. That's the kind of thing that people think of in science jokes.
Right.
That's mine's a little different than that. And if you want to see different science humor, come see my show.
Okay. And a lot of people know where they can do that.
Yeah, so the education thing, you know, it really, I went through the undergrad, then the graduate school at Davis, and then I think my eyes opened up when I started listening to the teachings of Brad Warcock, because his philosophy really opened my eyes. The greatest reward to success is sharing it with others, so they can see you are more successful than they are. That kind of stuff. Silence is often the loudest cry, so when people are silent, tell them to shut up anyway. That's the kind of stuff you don't get from a Deepak Chopra or a Tony Robbins, who focus on happiness and wealth.
Only from a Tim Lee.
Yeah, only from, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Did you feel like a fish out of water in school? Like, you were always...
Yeah, you know, graduate school is very stressful, you know, and I think humor's a coping mechanism. It kind of gets you through stressful times. So I found that people that have stressful jobs generally have very dark senses of humor. Like, if you were a 9/11 operator, I knew she had the darkest sense of humor. But of course, you're dealing with just tragedy all day.
Yeah.
So I think it's a coping mechanism, and you know, laughing is fun. People love to laugh. So.
Absolutely. You're making people's day all the time.
Yeah, and that was kind of why I decided to do this thing about global warming, because I feel I'm trying to do a global warming piece where people are educated, but it's still fun and funny. You know, I didn't want to be all doomsday.
Yeah, because your show is called Taking Heat.
Taking Heat, and it's a hot topic.
Yeah, it sure is.
By the way, quick audition. Later, the beaches of La Jolla are being overrun by sea lions, and our lifeguards are wet behind the ears. A new medical marijuana shop opens up in Oceanside, but our weather will leave them high and dry. Heather?
Eric, you better watch out. Somebody here's going to take your job.
CNN, I'm available. I'll give you a 10% discount on Wolf Blitzer's salary. I'm here.
You got the pipes. You got the looks.
Come on, I got two kids. That's what I say.
Two mouths to feed. Come on now. Did your parents have an opinion on this when they were raising a child, and he goes to UCSD and then UC Davis and he has a PhD and now he's doing...
My parents were surprisingly cool about it.
Cool.
Yeah, so my mom and dad have been big supporters, and I couldn't have asked for more in terms of parental support. And my dad and my mom are actually a part of my show. So the reason, I mean, what came up that initially in my life that interested me in global warming is my dad told me, I don't know if you remember this, but in the 80s it was very cold. And he said we might be entering into another ice age. And then my science teacher told me, hey, you know, you're emitting too many greenhouse gases, we're heating up the Earth. I was trying to figure out, how do you know if the Earth is getting warmer? And how do you know what's causing it? And so my dad is essentially the starting point for my show.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay, so Taking Heat is what it's called. It is taking place at the Bristol Hotel, downtown San Diego. You're in town for a little while here. June 23rd through July 1st. There are multiple dates to choose from, multiple times as well. Hey, if you don't have a chance to write that down, we'll put it on our website, thecwsandiego.com. I'm going to allow you to toss it back to Eric at the desk because you're pretty good at this.
Take it away, Eric.
There.
Boy, he's funnier than me, and he's got a better voice than me. I am.
You better watch out.
I am a little concerned here this morning. All right, Tim, thanks a lot. That was a lot of fun.